York Jets make a late free agency push to try to add a established veteran who will help fill one of the biggest holes remaining on the Jets' depth chart. ESPN thinks the Jets should do so without a doubt. Would this move be worthwhile for Gang Green? We'll talk about that and much more, all coming up here on a Monday edition of NY Flight Jets. Dog Lego.
J-E-T-S, Jets, let's go.
Jets wide receiver Wesley Walker. Wesley, how you doing today? ESPN writer Mr. Rich Cimini, Jets reporter for The Athletic, Mr. Zach Rosenblatt, Hall of Famer and Jets legend Mr. Marty Lyons.
Your host, Connor Law.
What is going on, everyone? Hello and welcome back here into another edition of NY Flight Jets Talk. I appreciate you all joining us here on this Monday, May 19th, 2025. Make sure you smash that like button and hit subscribe on your way into the building. It's completely free and it helps us grow significantly here on the channel. Please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. Completely free and helps us grow a long way. The paid way to help us grow and helps us just as much. You can get into our membership raffle. Every membership gifted or $2.99 super chat will get you a raffle entry and an opportunity to win a Sauce Gardner signed jersey, Kevin Mawai signed mini helmet, Aaron Glenn signed training card, Jonathan Vilma signed photo, Bart Scott signed photo, a free item from our merch store, and a channel emoji. More entries you have, the higher chance you have of winning. Every $2.99 super chat or gifted membership will get you a raffle ticket. Throw all your questions for us in the chat. Call into the show with the pinned comment pinned all the way up at the top of the chat. We appreciate the hell out of you guys. The support means a long way, especially as we enter the off-season lull of there's not much to talk about here in May, but we still come on here every day and talk about our New York Jets. Nick Faria, who normally joins us every single Monday, is out on the IL with a sickness. So someone who's filling in does just as great of a job as Nick does. The Panthers fan himself.
Clapping for no reason.
How's it down in North Carolina?
Thank you so much for having me on. Instead of the Eagles fan tonight, you get me. So I'm excited to chop it up with you, talk some Jets, baby.
The Eagles fan, hefty label.
Yup.
Eagles fan, that's what we're calling Nick Faria.
Love Nick Faria. Mentions the Eagles a lot. Compares our situation to the Eagles.
Which, isn't that what you want, Chris?
It is 100% what we want. We saw Joe Douglas take a job with the Eagles today. See how that pans out. That's certainly interesting. How
he'll be a GM again in a few years.
Yeah, I mean, he did have a couple good drafts evaluating talent. I mean, the 2022 class could turn out to be historic for the Jets as time moves on here with this regime, but only time will tell.
Definitely. The biggest thing with Douglas is he just didn't win games. He did everything he could to put this team in position to win in the offseason, not in season, sat on his ass in season, and ultimately he didn't win games, and that's what killed his time in New York.
For sure, the biggest complaint is that he just didn't do anything during the season. Like, he was just like a sitting duck. Like, he didn't find a replacement for Rodgers when he got hurt. He didn't cut Zerline sometime in this season, which I would have loved to see. So, yeah, ultimately it's what could have been, not what was focused on with Joe Douglas, even though he had a couple good picks here and there.
Certainly. I mean, it can't hurt that he's going back to the Eagles. He's learning under the best GM in all of football and Howie Roseman, the tree that he came from, senior director of scouting. He's known for his talent evaluation. So something I noticed is all the guys, Jeff Ulbrich, Robert Saleh, Joe Douglas, they all reverted back to their old teams after they were fired by the Jets, which is interesting.
Yeah, for sure. It's a pattern that maybe just the Jets are where people go to die, was where people go to die. Now it's where people come to flourish under Aaron Glenn. So I'm excited to see that come to fruition, baby.
Interesting. Someone who is not returning to his team for the 2025 season is Amari Cooper. He's still available on the free agent market as we sit here and chat with you guys on this Monday, May 19th, 2025. Chris, I know Cooper's a name you've spoken about a little bit as a name, the Jets could potentially look to go after. Now, ESPN, multiple names over at ESPN, urging the Jets to try to make a push for Amari Cooper, bring him in. They think he would be a great fit. They listed Cooper as the best remaining free agent fit for the Jets. Chris, how would Cooper kind of fit in with this team? And do you think that really moves the needle for you as a post-draft move?
Well, it kind of moves the needle because for this offense, we know it's extremely important that regarding the passing game, we have another weapon outside of Garrett Wilson. Because if it's just Garrett Wilson, the teams can just double team him and shut him down. So getting a wide receiver too, like Amari Cooper, who could be a veteran presence in this locker room, and be another guy for Justin Fields to target when Garrett doesn't get open, that'd be great for us. It can help the passing game get into rhythm easier without not just one reliable receiving target. And depending on what Glenn thinks of him, he could be a good locker room guy. He's a veteran. We obviously have a lot of young receivers in this team who we want to see develop, like Malachi Corley and Arian Smith. So getting a veteran receiver like Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper, I think would make a pretty big difference. And if they want to just go the route of getting another young receiver, a guy I'd look for them to also get from the Packers is Romeo Doubs. I love him, just getting some more young talent into the receiving room. But yeah, any receiver that they would add, I'm content with. We just need bodies because it is so barren and we can't roll into the season like this. So I'm really looking for them to make a move, and I have been since the end of the draft.
My name is Chris Brasso and I love the Jets more than everyone else. I am a highlight warrior. Aaron Glenn is the best coach they could have hired, but under 4 games won and he must be fired. I love every 2026 QB just based on highlights. I have watched 5 minutes of Nico's highlights and he is a Hall of Fame. Arm strength is all that matters. This isn't the same old Jets. THE 2025 Jets are different. Justin Fields is the franchise guy, or Nico will be drafted in 26. Highlights are all that matter.
Now, let me ask you this, Chris. You mentioned Romeo Doubs in that sentiment, the question I asked you first about Amari Cooper. What would you prefer? Jets try to go out, get a true wide receiver two in the building, not take the by committee type approach. Would you rather trade a 4th-round pick for Romeo Doubs or sign Amari Cooper in free agency?
That is tough. That is a tough question there.
I don't think it's that tough.
I mean, I would go Romeo Doubs, honestly.
Yes, thank you. Save
Yes,
me
I'd
from
go
the
Romeo Doubs.
aneurysm.
Because both Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper are both aging. They both have injury concerns. How long can they stay on the field and how long can they be productive for at this point? So Romeo Doubs is just some young blood, get some more talent in here, and really just fits the type of team that AG and Muji really want to build, just building from the bottom with young guys with talent that they can coach. So, I mean, I think that would be the more realistic option as well. So I'm not sure if I can actually see the Jets going out and signing Amari Cooper, but I can certainly see them trading for Doubs, and that's something we should all be eyeing and hoping for.
I would take a lot of free agent names, in my opinion, over Amari Cooper. When you look at a guy like Amari Cooper, he played in 14 games last year, 44 receptions, 547 yards and 4 touchdowns, 30 years old. Is it worth paying a guy like that $7-10 million to come in and take targets away from your younger guys? In my opinion, I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather trade the 4th for Romeo Doubs, who's a lot younger than Amari Cooper, can potentially come in. The Jets would have to sign him to a 2nd contract, which is completely okay. He fits, like you mentioned, kind of the Darren Muji, Aaron Glenn long-term philosophy there. Fits the bill of giving a young guy more targets. I don't know if I want to pay someone $10 million who's going to take away from our young talent when you could just trade for a day 3 pick for someone who is young and talented.
I get that. Now, this is a question for you. Would you be open to them trading for Chris Olave?
If it was a 3rd-round pick, sure.
I'd do that for sure, man. I know he has concussion concerns and there's like concerns with his health, but man, not even talking about the chemistry, because that can get kind of overrated in most people's eyes. So like the chemistry is overrated, but you have Justin Fields, you have basically a lot of Ohio State people coming back for you, and that they know each other, so that always helps. It's not like a big thing, but it always helps. And Chris Olave, when he's healthy and on the field, is a quality receiver. So getting Chris Olave would be great if he can be healthy. And when he's not healthy, we just have our depth is not great, but we can hope that Chris Olave and they all develop. I mean, who's developing? I think that Arian Smith and Malachi Corley hopefully can eventually develop. So if Olave gets hurt, they can come in. So I'd be open to trading a 3rd for Olave for sure.
Yeah, I like Chris Olave. I wouldn't give him more than a 3rd, though.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't go down to 2nd level for a guy who might miss significant time with concussions.
Yeah, that's the main concern, concussions. But again, when he's on the field, like you mentioned, he's a very, very high caliber NFL receiver. So at the right price, I'm all in on I'm all in on going after Chris Olave. In other news, sticking with the New York Jets, who are currently in the building, some number changes. Chris, some new numbers within the New York Jets building. Did you see what the new numbers are yet?
I did. Malachi Corley has changed from whatever the hell he was before to number 6, and McDonald
He went from 17 to 14 to 6.
Yes, and now McDonald has changed from 99 to 9, I believe.
Correct. And Gibson went to 4.
Yeah, Gibson's ass is not making the team. I don't know why he changed his number.
I don't think Gibson and Corley, in my opinion, need to earn single digits.
Yeah, I mean, this. Excuse me, I can't talk. This represents Corley's big step. Let's hope that's the idea here.
Yeah, that what was I gonna say? I'm not gonna say a name because I don't know if this person would want it out on the internet. But in the Jet X Factor group chat today, one of the Jet X writers was talking about hoping the Jets would cut Corley ahead of the 2025 season.
I'd have to disagree with that. I don't know who among the group that could be. Not gonna take any guesses because that's frowned upon, if you will. But I disagree. I think Curley should stay. I mean, the way he was misused last season and how they weren't even able to get him on the field in garbage time when the season was over, I think that's really, really poor management of a player. You traded up to take, I think.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah, and he still has some upside. I think that if we can ease him into the role, he shows flashes throughout camp, makes the team, and then he shows some stuff through the preseason. They can really mold a meaningful role for him on this offense, especially with Justin Fields.
What you don't even save any money. What's the point of cutting him? There's no benefit.
Exactly. I would not want to cut Corley.
There's no benefit.
Yeah, no.
I know you use coaching way too much as an excuse, but here I will say coaching played a big role as to why Malachi Corley did not find the field last year.
Yes, and it was just awful. I mean, I know we had that dumb mistake. We were all watching Halloween night when we got home from collecting some candy to watch the game with, but that
no
was
trick-or-treating for me that year.
Yeah.
Pre-game show. Get home from school, pre-game show, right into the game.
Oh yeah, that was before I even met you guys. Like that met you and Jack. So I was still not locked in yet, but now fully locked into the Jets, baby. And listen, I think that was a dumb mistake. We all know that was a dumb mistake, but we saw, I think it was Jonathan Taylor do that exact same thing, drop the ball before getting into end zone the same week. So it just goes to show that shit happens. And of course, when it's the Jets, it's going to be magnified even more. A rookie player magnified even more. But just because that was a dumb mistake, come on, he deserves a second chance, even from that horrid mistake.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Again, there is no point, in my opinion, of moving on from Malachi Corley. Just no benefit to it. But someone who a lot of fans want the Jets to move on from that I want to get your thoughts on, Michael Clemens. You want him gone today? You want him sticking around for training camp? Thoughts on Clemens?
So I don't want him definitely gone. I think we can keep him around for training camp. I think most likely he won't make the team out of training camp. Even though the argument for him making the team is that we have no bodies. We need depth, and AG is looking for players who he can come in and fit into the scheme. But I don't know where Michael Clemens fits into that, honestly. I can't see him being meaningful for us and getting any meaningful reps and coming into this season.
If there's one coach who could straighten out Michael Clemens, it's Aaron Glenn. Again, you can still save money by cutting him post-training camp.
Yeah, so yeah,
you don't even cut him today. What's the point of cutting him today? I'm not a Michael Clemens advocate for any means, but his first 2 years in the league, he was an okay run stuffer. I think there is a chance that if he puts on 15 pounds, 20 pounds, bulks up, he's able to slide into the interior of the line. He could have a role on this team.
Yeah, and every time he bites on a run and on a quarterback option, Aaron Glenn just slaps him in the face. So I mean that's the kind of
be playing D end.
Yeah, wherever he plays, it's no mistakes.
Yeah, he had a great rookie season though, Chris.
Yeah, what year was his rookie year?
2022. 2022.
2022. Yes,
he was in that draft class.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, Texas A&M product. He went to Texas A&M, right? I don't want to sound like a dumbass. He had to have gone. Yeah, he went to Texas A&M. Good. Oh, Aaron Glenn's alma mater.
Yeah, throw
that in there as well.
That's a connection that we can most certainly make and milk, if you will. But I think Clemens interesting. I mean, he's very young too. Like there's still.
No, he's not. He's not young. Because he came into the league late. He came into the league. He's 27 right now.
27?
Yeah, he came into the league very, very, very late.
A rookie in 2022, I did not expect to be that old.
Like a Tyler Shuck, Will Howard, Cade Klubnik type situation.
Yep. And more inside jokes from last. That was.
Well, sorry, I clicked the wrong button. My bad.
I know it's more inside jokes from last night, but yeah, I mean, Cade Klubnik, Will Howard, all 2020, not Howard, but 2026 quarterbacks that I'm waiting to see, as my song will say.
Interesting. I'm hoping Rodgers just signs with Pittsburgh, so
Oh,
I don't want to have to watch Howard get ripped apart in his first NFL game.
you said before you're not going to be able to root against Howard.
No, I'll root against Howard. It's just like I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, he was like, when you get attached to like someone you're evaluating as like a guy who watches film, that's like tough because that's your guy. That's the way I felt with Richardson. I was like watching Richardson highlights and shit in class.
What is with you and these guys who have a cannon of their arm and complete 50% of their passes and just run the ball every time?
I still believe that Richardson can be something one day if they just get it right one day. Please, bro. There's no
Jones might beat him out.
There's no one like outside Jetland that I'd rather see succeed than Anthony Richardson. Like, if there's excluding any Jet players, like taking the Jets out of it, like I just really want to see Anthony Richardson do good. He says class act of a person, good rapper, strong ass arm. Like he's
a rapper.
Good. Yeah, he made like rap songs before too.
Interesting. Not heard that. He quit on his team. You want that guy on your football team? Quit on his team.
Yes, he did. He did tap out. That was Pat McAfee is a Colts fan. I was before I started watching the Jake Asman show. I actually watched the Pat McAfee show regularly, and they were bitching about it a lot. But my thing is that these are all things that young guys learn from. Obviously, that is unacceptable, and you cannot have that. But he will never do that again. I can guarantee you, he'll never do that again. Like he'll get in better shape. His work ethic needs to improve, but that's all stuff that he's learning. Like that's what it is to be a young quarterback, learning. And that's why Justin Fields, he couldn't learn because he had no O-line. You can't expect a quarterback to learn how to process when you have no O-line. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. So the Jets have a great O-line this year. We have hopefully better coaching than last year. A solid, I mean, I know our D-line is lacking depth. We have a solid defense because Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilkes, they're not going to lay a goose egg. So I'm pretty excited about what Justin Fields can do. I know we all already know this, but Justin Fields, please. I'm just praying.
Speaking of Fields and having no all-line, did you hear what went on with Caleb Williams in the reports recently?
I have not. You gotta tell us.
Oh my God! So I don't know if you've been following this. Seth Wickersham, a reporter for ESPN. He does like a weekly news dump type column with like insider nuggets and stuff. So apparently, him and his family, Caleb Williams and his family, were so worried about going to Chicago, he was strongly considering about joining the UFL.
Actually,
instead of coming out and being the number 1 overall pick. What Wickersham said in this report is that Williams and his family described Chicago as, and I quote, the place that quarterbacks go to die. I'm writing an article that's going to come out tomorrow on why these words from Caleb Williams give Jet fans more hope and show why the Justin Fields signing makes more sense.
Exactly.
It makes more sense. It just does.
That is a great article. I can't wait for my JetX notification to ding in class, and I get to read that instead of doing some biology work.
Oh, yeah, and then the teacher tries to take it. Guess what? Blue 42 said, drop back, spike it right at their face. So you're not taking my phone.
I need to try that one, brother. I need to try that for sure. But, yeah.
Have you lit your Chromebook on fire yet, like all the inventors have been doing?
The 0.4 GPA students, I have not done that. Someone tried to do it to my Chromebook, though. Someone like asked to borrow my Chromebook. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Just stick the piece of lead and it explodes and shit. So that is.
Wait, he actually did it though?
Oh no! Like he asked me, and I was like, bro, what are you gonna use it for?
No, but did he end up? I know you weren't partaking in that matter, but did he do it to anyone else?
He tried to do it to his own computer, but it didn't work, thankfully.
Gotta send me a video next time.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That's for when like Jack's on. That's just...
Yeah. What were we talking about? Caleb Williams' words. Lighting computers on fire. What's up?
Yeah, but I already have my Justin Fields jersey. I'm all bought into Aaron Glenn's what he's preaching. So I'm ready for the season already, man.
Justin Fields jersey. There it is. You heard it here first. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe. Chris Grasso, Connor Long here with you on a Monday edition of NY Flight Jets Talk. Throw all your questions in the chat for us. You guys can call into the show with the pinned comments. See you guys on hold. We'll get to your calls in a little. Super Chats, memberships get you raffle entries. Those go a long way. Super Chats come up immediately. Oscar the Grouch wants more raffle entries, and he gets it with this one gifted membership. Let's go.
My name is Chris Grasso and I love the Jets more than everyone else. I am a highlight warrior. Aaron Glenn is the best coach they could have. I but under 4 games won and he must be fired. My name is Chris Grasso and I love the Jets more than everyone else. I am a highlight warrior. Aaron Glenn is the best coach they could have. I but under 4 games won and he must be fired. I love every 2026 QB just based on highlights. I have watched 5 minutes of Nico's highlights and he is a Hall of Fame. Arm strength is all that matters. This isn't the same old Jets. THG 2025 Jets are different. Justin Fields is the franchise guy. Or Nico will be drafted in 26. Highlights are all that matter.
The entire song.
Appreciate that. A lot of you,
Jets love
Oscar.
it.
That is a raffle entry. And your membership went to Kylo Ren. So shout out to you, Oscar, for the gifted sub. Your support goes a long way here on the channel. OG Jets fan 1985 comes in with his 1 month member super chat. Keep up the great work, fellas. Jets, Knicks. Love the first team there. Hate the second. Appreciate you, OG Jets fan. You're the best, Tommy. Oscar, 5 month member super chat. Thoughts on the Charles toilet controversy? I have not been following this, Chris. What's up?
I have not been following this either. I've actually been going to the gym as soon as I get home recently, which classes with the Jake Asman program watching, so I have to watch after. So I got to start calling in, making my regular appearances more, but I have not been keeping up with all the lore as of now. All I know is the Beast and Little Joey conflict with Bobby Beasley. That will never die down.
Someone created it. I think it was Bobby who said, "I'll eat Little Joey in 80 pieces," which is very, very inappropriate. Anyways, according to the Discord, what I see is it looks like Charles called into the highly esteemed Bobby Midnight program and was on the shitter for the whole call. Sitting on the shitter while calling into the Bobby Midnight program. And you see at the end, he picks up toilet paper to wipe his ass. That's what it looks like.
This is unlike no other. Name me another NFL team's fan base where you're finding stuff like this happen.
Find me another NFL fan base. Find me another NFL team where the team hasn't won more than 7 games in over a decade.
That is also true.
Gotta go both ways here. Gotta go both ways. All right, Pete starts us off. No to Cooper. Let the young guys battle for wide receiver 2. No, no, and no.
Well, I understand where you're coming from there, but I'd almost rather. I kind of want to make the playoffs this year. I know people are ready to throw this year away, and if we're looking at a throw this year away mindset, yes, it would make sense for the young guys like Corley and Aaron Smith to battle for wide receiver 2. But I'm still looking to compete and be pretty good this year, which is why it makes sense to address the wide receiver 2 as soon as possible, because you can't have just Garrett as your only standout player. That's how he gets no reps. Everyone's unhappy, and it's questionable if we're going to extend him next year if we don't get it done now. So we really need other receivers to take attention away from Garrett to get this offense rolling. That's just bottom line.
David, let's give Arian Smith. Let's just give Arian Smith the opportunity to make his mark.
He'll have that opportunity in camp.
He's got to earn it, though.
Yeah, he's going to earn it. If he is, he's going to be through preseason and camp. So that's why it's going to be exciting to pay attention to all this stuff.
Jimmy says, what is Dobbs making? Jimmy, Dobbs is on the final year of his rookie contract. According to Over the Cap, his cap numbers, $3.576 million. Then you'd have to sign him to an extension at the end of the year. So if you trade for him, it's kind of a one-year type thing, inking him to an extension the year after. JoJo, I would take Dobbs over Olave. I like Olave more as a player. I understand what you say here from like value-wise.
I agree. I'd agree with that, especially with all the concerns. Like Dobbs doesn't have all the injury concerns with the severe concussions, and Dobbs is, so it's really all in all a safer move to go with Dobbs, but Olave brings you the higher upside.
Completely agree. Let's see. Where were we in the chat? OG Jets fan says get rid of Clemens now. There's no benefit, like I said to you, Chris. What's the benefit?
Yeah, I mean the benefit is sending a message that you can't play dumb. There's no benefit. I was just trying to find something there. There's really not any, because mine as well. Like, people don't get, people like these players showing up to camp and playing provides you so much knowledge and insight into what like they're doing. I mean, I know people overlook how they play in shorts, but when camp actually starts getting juicy, you can see how these players and how they're meshing with all their teammates. So that's going to be key to watch. So I don't think there's a point in getting rid of Clemens now, as Connor's saying.
Let's head over to the phone lines, load up all your calls, pin comment at the top of the chat. First up is Nathan, who joins us here on the show. Nathan, what's going on?
Hi, so I just wanted to talk about the wide receiver stuff that you guys were mentioning. I don't really see the point in signing one of these free agent wide receivers. I think if there was someone better on the market, it would be a different conversation. But with the guys that are available, I think that it'd just be throwing them next to Garrett, and it would just be eating away from snaps from Corley and Arian Smith, and then we'd just be pushing that off to next year. And then when we're like Amari Cooper or whatever is wasting all of our time, we didn't really get to see Arian Smith or Malachi Corley. Then next year, when we're going to be in more of a win now mode than we are right now, we're going to be forced to like really try and see if we have anything in those guys in a time where we're more desperate. So I think it's better to just use them now unless we can trade for like some legit wide receiver. I don't think it's worth um getting one of these old receivers who have not been as good in the past few years.
But if Malachi Corley is not good, then you're gonna have nobody next to Garrett, and then it's gonna be shut down, and the offense is not gonna be good because then there's no threat of the passing attack, so teams can just load the box and stuff to run. Like, the importance of getting a wide receiver too, like Amari Cooper, is so that Garrett can make plays and the offense can be humming. So it's not really just. I mean, I get the logic of taking reps away from your young guys, but let's be realistic. If the young guys don't pan out well, you're left with Garrett and then nobody. So that's not. We can't have that.
Yeah, but I just think Amari Cooper's not pushing the needle too much. I mean, he was not great last year. He's just getting older. I don't think the difference between Amari Cooper and Josh Reynolds, like obviously Cooper's a little bit better,
Interesting.
but I don't think it's like that crazy. I think that
So I
Amari
have a
Cooper is
question. Sorry to cut you off. Would
yeah.
you rather sign Cooper and cut Lazard, or keep Lazard and do nothing and have him play in the role that Cooper would?
I mean, like, it depends what the type of deal is, and it depends how much we're gonna be involving him. But if it's gonna be a decently expensive deal where he's gonna be like our kind of standout wide receiver too, and also like our second guy in targets, then I'd rather just keep Lazard. I'd rather have Mason Taylor be the second vocal point of the offense, get Brees Hall involved, and then have our wide receiver two, three, four kind of be splitting reps as those like, third and fourth pass catchers instead of spending money on a wide receiver to be your wide receiver two, who's not worth that.
Yeah, so some logic here is, let's just say all goes right with Justin Fields. So we sign Amari Cooper. The offense is humming. We have Garrett Wilson playing well because Amari Cooper is taking attention away from him. Justin Fields plays well enough where you don't have to draft a quarterback. Let's just live in this dream scenario for a minute. And then with your first round pick in this upcoming draft, you take wide receiver first and eliminate the need altogether. You take a solid wide receiver, then you're chilling. So that's like my thing. We need to our offense will be better this year if we address wide receiver 2 right now, because we can't roll into the season like this, or else our offense is gonna pay the price.
But I mean, also, I think if we give our young guys a shot in the first half of the season and they're really not good and we're really looking for a wide receiver too, I think there's going to be better options at the trade deadline than there are right now. I mean, the options in free agency are really Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen, who have just been getting worse as they're getting into their 30s, and then really guys who have gotten no production throughout their careers.
But do you value the veteran presence they can offer in the locker room?
I mean, yes, it's important, but I think Garrett, even though he's still pretty young, I think he provides some of that.
Yes, but so do you think having Amari Cooper would actually be better for Malachi Corley and Arian Smith, because he can kind of bestow some of his wisdom upon the youngins and maybe develop them into the guys we want to see them become and help that?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a factor to why I'd want to get him in, but I think overall, with the snaps that he'd be taking away from them, I think it would overall be hurting them.
That's valid. I mean, I think it'd be maybe hurting them, helping the team in the long run. That's a kind of a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I think Corley, if given the chance, he can rise to be a wide receiver 3 on this depth chart. I mean, it's wide open right now. If Malachi Corley is really an Arian Smith, as you're saying, if they're really solid, they will go and take those jobs this offseason through training camp and through preseason. So I'm excited to see what everyone is going to be able to do and how all our talent, pans out this season.
Nathan,
Yeah.
appreciate you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Nathan starts off here on the phone lines today. Great stuff from our friend Nathan. As always, smash that like, hit subscribe for Chris and I. Throw all your questions in the chat. We'll keep it. We'll get to those for sure. Call into the show with the pin comments, super chats, memberships. Support the show when you guys raffle entries. 32 you in the building, 26 likes. So smash that like, completely free. Pumps out the show to more Jet fans on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. And it is time to unleash the beast, baby. Beast Breaker joins us up next here on the show. And is Beast alive?
Yeah, I was just putting some albums together because I just bought something all the way from Europe. Dragon Force's brand new album, Power of the Triforce, which talks about a actual legendary Zelda video game from '86. And also today I felt pretty good after. Oh, I already sent all my information to Bonesy. He got it all now.
Yes, sir.
It's called Somebody's Gonna Be, in the words of the great Elvis Presley, somebody's gonna do the jailhouse rock. Somebody's gonna do the jailhouse rock. Come on. I know you kids might not know Elvis, but Elvis was somebody in the 50s. He was the king of rock and roll. The king. Him, Jerry Lee
Beast,
Lewis.
any jet points?
Well, I do see this Armani guy. This guy at Buffalo that we're getting. I want him. If he could pull his weight, if he could pull some mustard out of that power of his, I think we got a shot. But here's the deal. What does he have for us? Bring it to the table. But here's the thing. If he wants this job so bad, he's going to have to sign
a check.
It's called you write the amount. But here's the thing. You're not going to get the full amount every week. No. You're going to get $1,000 a week, which means you come to work, you work with your peers, you work with your coaches, and you work with your teammates and via personnel. And when you come to work, don't bring your drama queen crap. Just shut up, put your pads on, and get your ass on the field. That's what's going to be around here.
Beast, have a good night. We appreciate the call.
See you, Beast.
Hasta luego. Adios, amigos.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beast Breaker, short and sweet, checks in with us here on the channel. Shout out to Beast. He's the best. Appreciate the support. Let's see. 35 minutes into the show. It's a show in May, so we'll wrap things up here. Quickly, where were we in the chat? I saw a comment from Teresa. Perfect. We'll end with this one for Teresa. Do you think Justin Fields will play better than he did at the Steelers? Justin Fields, Garrett Wilson duo might just might work.
I 100% think he'll play better than what he did with the Steelers. And that's actually a great thing for us to hear. Because when he got benched, he was 4-2 with the Steelers, which shows that even when everything goes right around him, even when they're holding him back and he's only checking the ball down, he can be solid. That's my major take on Justin Fields' tenure with the Steelers. Aaron Glenn specifically went out of his way to mention that he is going to let Justin Fields play the quarterback position and unleash him. I've been saying that since we signed him. Ever since I watched the Fialco film review on Fields, it was apparent that Justin Fields was looking at wide open receivers down the field and then proceeding to check it down. And the only explanation to that is that the coaches were telling him to play conservative and holding him back to only be a check down quarterback. In this offense, we play to his strengths and let him uncork the ball. Let him throw some deep shots to Garrett. Let the run game open the pass game. Get some play action going. So and really use his legs to our advantage. There's so much potential for this offense, the electricity that we can have, everything that Justin Fields brings to the table as a rusher. We know our running back room is pretty talented, at least solid. And really, if we bring in a wide receiver too, Garrett will be humming. And our defenses will be humming because we have a solid DC and our defensive-minded head coach in Aaron Glenn. And if Aaron Glenn is a true leader of men, head coach that we all think he is as of now, man, it's going to be a fun season at least.
Definitely. As you would say, Justin Fields is the franchise guy, or Nico will be drafted in 26. I I think all of us Jet fans hope Justin Fields works out. He's more than just a one-year rental and provides. He's somewhat of a spark plug, and I really think he can offer that. You guys know Chris and I are both very, very high on Justin Fields. We think he could be more than just a bridge option in the scheme tailored around him. So looking forward to what we could see from Justin Fields, and we appreciate you all tuning in. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe. Chris, appreciate you coming on last second appearance here. Got any final thoughts here before we shut things down for the night?
Oh, for sure, man. It's always a pleasure being on screen with the great Connor Long, coming on talking some Jets.
You.
Since day one, a great guy, standout person, best friend. So listen, it's a pleasure.
Likewise.
Yes, and it's always, no matter what. Let's go Jets. We always bleed green, no matter how bad it'll ever get.
When will we be interacting in person again?
The next time we'll be interacting in person is probably we can hopefully get sometime in before OTAs, before we go to minicamp.
Right, training camp even.
Yeah, training camp. It's all the same shit, bro.
We'll have to undergo some intense negotiations to bring Chris Grasso onto Long Island or take Connor Long to the Swamplands.
My camp will talk to your camp and we'll make something happen. Make greatness happen.
Undoubtedly so. We appreciate you all. Smash that like, hit subscribe. That'll do it for us. He's Chris Grasso. I'm your host, Connor Long. Have a great night, everyone. And as always, JTS, Jets. Peace out, baby.